going live. And you are looking live at Sold Out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 and playoff bound New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Washington Commanders. And why are the Washington Commanders 0-16? Because they suck. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there at all going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening? I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Or if anybody's going to spend any time watching a replay of this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I can use all the support I can get from my channel, so thank you. I'm going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight, shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say, please feel free. Fire away, throw it in the chat box. I try to check on the chat box like every 5-10 minutes or so. So if I see something in there, as soon as I see it, I try to respond to it as fast as I can. So please feel free, fire away. Plus, instead of me just like rambling on for, like 30 minutes straight, it's nice just to talk to somebody else, another Giant fan, right? You know what I mean? So please feel free, fire away. Before I get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel out, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below, there's the top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. Second membership level is called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third membership level is called the Gridiron. Each one's got their own little perks to them. So, if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. And I would thank you so much in advance. Next, if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you once again. That's it. I could use all the support I can get, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you. But if you're not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. That way, next time I go live or put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But I said, but if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. And then finally, all right, in the description box below, there's 2 Facebook links, okay? The first one, the top Facebook link takes you to my Facebook group, okay? It's called the New York Giants. It's called the Gridiron. Okay. Basically, my YouTube channel, my Facebook group, and my Facebook page is all called the New York Giants the Gridiron. That way, a moron like me, I can remember. I don't know what's my group, the group called, what's it called, what's the page called, what's the group. It's all called pretty much the same thing. New York Giants the Gridiron. But it's a group. We have over 2,800 members in the group. All right. I put stuff in there every day. It's 7 days a week. It's not a job, because if a job or a job or something you gotta do. I guess you're looking to make money on it. It's something you have to do or whatever. It's like maybe it's something you're not looking forward to. I just love doing this. So it's 7 days a week. It takes some time. Okay, every day. But, something I enjoy really doing, all right? But, it's every day I'm putting stuff in here, whether it's a picture, a post, a video, something making fun of the Eagles. Last couple of things, I also put some stuff in here making fun of Odell Beckham Jr. One thing here says, it's a picture of Odell. Remember when he took on the punting net? He got all mad and pissed off. He hit the punting net. And he came down and hit him in the head and all that. He was all mad, pissed off on the Giant sideline, however many years ago that was. And it's this caption, it says, Odell, after 3 games of being wide open every play and watching Lamar Jackson attempt 13 passes and 30 rush attempts per game. There's all different kinds of ones out there. There's another one where, here, I see this one too. Odell's got his shirt off and he's running off. He's Odell Beckham after 3 weeks of getting 7 total targets and watching Lamar Jackson run 86 times, which is going to happen. It's all fine and fancy and this, that, and the other thing, blah, 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 until, Lamar, wants to, maybe throw the ball a little here, but then wants to run a lot, and Odell's, he wants the ball, right? So, one of the small reasons why I'm kind of happy the Giants didn't want to get Odell. But anyway, then there's the second Facebook link, okay, takes you to my Facebook page, okay? I'm the administrator. I'm the only one to post anything here, okay? But it's a page. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. Right now we have 961 people who like it. We're getting close to 1,000 likes. Yeah. We have over 3,800 people following it, though. So it's really, really taken off, really, really doing good. But I say it's the same thing. I try to put, it's pretty much 7 days a week. I put stuff in there all the time, every day, 7 days a week, right? So between the page and the group, between the two, if you go to the page, okay, and you like it and you follow it, and you go to the group, okay, and you become a member, between the two, you get a ton of New York Giants information every day. And as I say all the time, right, if you're not satisfied, you get your money back, guaranteed. All that stuff said and done, all out of the way. But, well, I'm the Saquon saga, I guess, continues. I mean, what I was also hearing was kind of like he wanted, was kind of wanting to show up to the Giants, like, because it's April 17th. They have their little off-season program. But he can't because he's not part of the team. He's not on the contract. He can't do it. He's not signed. He has no contract or anything like that, right? But what was nice to see, okay, was obviously it had nothing to wasn't per se like with the Giants or whatever. But I mean, like last week, I guess it was last week in Arizona when it was like 17 guys there. Saquon was the only. Got to give the man a lot of credit. I mean. Tyrod Taylor, we only got 2 quarterbacks, but so both of them were in Arizona, so that's fantastic. But Saquon, I mean, between Breida, Brightwell, and Deshaun Corbin, and Saquon, Saquon was the only running back, as far as I saw, right? That showed up in Arizona. Okay, so you got to give him a lot of credit there. I mean, I don't know, I mean, a little bit. I got a little article here showing that it says 4 guys that might get cut after the draft, quite possibly. I mean, Brightwell might be one of them. Right? I don't know. I mean, unless he feels like he's going to get cut or something, maybe that's why he didn't want to be. I don't know. But I mean, if like Deshaun Corbin, why wouldn't you want to be there and try to? Because he was on the practice squad. Why wouldn't you want to try to get some reps with the starting quarterback and the backup quarterback and the other wide receivers? Why would you, unless they didn't ask him to be there? I don't know. It's a little weird. But so you got to give Saquon a lot of credit because he was like the only running back there, right? I really have a hard time believing that Saquon, is just holding out. I mean, it's just like if he signs that contract, right, the franchise tag, right? Then he has like no leverage. I mean, he's got to kind of hope and pray that something will get done or whatever. I mean, he has, at least this way, if he holds out, okay, he still has a little bit of leverage. Okay, he's not going to show up or anything like that. So we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, it's something. It's a business. It's a business, right? But I saw, okay, was that him and Sexy Dexy, okay, they're set to skip the start of the Giants 2023 offseason program, okay? What the hell is it? From CBS Sports, right? 2 notable Giants players will be absent for the start of the team's offseason program on Monday. Running back Saquon Barkley and defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence will both sit out the start of OTAs over contract issues, according to multiple reports. Now, it's with Lawrence, it's not so much an issue. I mean, he's under contract, right? I mean, he's trying to renegotiate, I guess, a longer term. I mean, I've seen all kinds of reports saying that that they're trying to work something out with Sexy Dexy, right? Where he gets that big, nice, juicy contract that he's been looking for. Okay. But the beauty of that is that if they structure it correctly, right? Let me see. What the heck is he making? I think he's making $12 million this year. Sexy Dexy. Yeah. 12.4. Okay. But if they structure it correctly, right? I think in the bottom of this article, I think I saw where Sexy Dexy on the open market is worth around $20 million. close to it, $20 million a year. Freaking good for him. I'll tell you what, I mean, he deserved it last year. I mean, let's just hope that, he can keep it up, right? I mean, because remember Leo the Line when he wanted that, that contract and all that, and he had that one really good year, right? And, he hasn't come close to it in any of the other years. So, but I mean, Sexy Dexy had a phenomenal season, and he certainly deserves a nice new contract. But the thing is, I mean, he's at 12.4 this season. Okay, if they do extend his contract, give him that nice contract extension, get him up around the $20 million season mark or whatever, if they structure it right, okay, he at 12.4 million cap hit this year, they can maybe bring it down because they can also give him a signing bonus, right? Say they got him maybe for this year and then they sign it for, say, I don't know, another 4 years on top of this, just saying, right? So they got it for 5 years. I mean, they can, literally give a nice signing bonus and then split that signing bonus up over the length of the contract, right? So that they could possibly take that $12.4 million salary cap hit this year and bring it down and give them a little bit extra salary cap space, which they certainly could use because right now, salary cap space, estimated salary cap space, we got about $3.5 million in salary cap space right now. Okay. And of course, that's not including, signing the draft class. You want to have some money going into the season. There's different ways they can do it. I mean, kind of hoping maybe somewhere along the line it might actually, redo Leonard Williams' contract. I mean, he's $32 million, right? Adoree Jackson, he's at $19 million, So, although you're not hearing much of anything about like him trying to restructure Adoree Jackson's contract, so that quite possibly this is his last season. So quite possibly, he might be gone after this season, which might tend you to believe that they're going to, maybe not would pick the first pick, but within the first 3 picks, they're grabbing themselves a cornerback. Okay. So, and if then they do let Adoree Jackson go after this season, I'm sure, somewhere along the line, they're going to need quite possibly another top flight cornerback. But let's see here. Barkley has yet to sign the franchise tag he received in March. Not only that, but the star running back doesn't intend to sign the tender, according to Newsday, and is therefore on track to skip the start of the Giants offseason program. Lawrence is set to miss the start of the Giants offseason program as he is entering the final year of his rookie deal. Right? Barkley will be guaranteed $10 million under the 1-year tag, making him the 8th highest paid player at his position, alongside Tony Pollard and Josh Jacobs. And like Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, Barkley can technically negotiate with other teams under his tag, which is not exclusive, but it's not happening. But the Giants would have the option to match any offer. But I'm saying is that the beauty of the non-exclusive franchise tag is that if it does go with another team, they got to ante up 2 first-round picks. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's anteing up 2 first-round picks for Saquon Barkley and going to dish out like about $15 million a year for him. That's not happening. I mean, it would be hard enough for a team to come up with like 14 or 15 million. So it's something where the Giants wouldn't, match it. I mean, we were hearing like at last season, they offered him about $12.5 million or so a season. Okay. And then apparently, I think it was maybe in here also, they upped it a little bit before the end of the season, up to maybe close to maybe around $13 million a year. Okay. So the Giants were at one point close to maybe about $13 million. Right. And Barkley turned that down. Now, so the Giants are willing to go probably around 13. So that would mean that a team out there, okay, to snatch Saquon and Barkley away would have to come up, would have to want to pay Saquon $14 to $15 million a season, okay, which would be maybe a little bit too high for the Giants. But so they'd have to give him $14 or $15 million a season, okay, and come up with 2 first-round draft picks and give up 2. And I just do not see that happening, right? So the running back was displeased with receiving the tag. Well, I mean, it's a business. I mean, it's all part of the game. I mean, that's why the Giants, that's why these teams have, it's these little tools, a tag, right? After long-term contract talks with the Giants did not progress. I mean, they gave him probably close to $13 million a year. I mean, but that's that. I mean, also have to, they have to sit back and think and all of that. It's like, the running back market is coming down. There's a lot of running backs coming out in the draft. Maybe nobody is quite as unbelievable as Saquon, but you're going to get yourself in the third or fourth or fifth round. You'll get yourself a good quality running back. Maybe not as good as Saquon. Don't get me wrong, but you're going to grab a running back in, say, the fifth round. He's going to be like $800,000 a year. You're going to have him for 4 years, $800,000, right? A lot of fresh tread on the tire. Saquon will be entering the sixth season, and he wants $14-15 million a year. I mean, basically, he can have the fifth round draft pick that you get this year. A good, solid running back could be a decent contributor. Once again, not Saquon, but a decent contributor for maybe about $3.2 million for 4 years. Saquon's going to want, what is that, 4 times that amount for 1 year? Says all things you got to start, him and his agent, they got to think about. Let's see here. New York attempted to ink Barkley to a deal extended beyond 2023, but the two sides were far apart. The teams apparently had no interest in resuming those talks at this time and the content to proceed with the tag. All right. It's unclear how long Barkley intends to hold out. Officially, most early offseason work is voluntary, okay? But he wouldn't be penalized for financially for any missed workouts or practice unless he's actually signed a tag, which he is not, okay? Players can wait until Tuesday. And I find this weird. I want to come up with this, but it is what it is. Players can wait until Tuesday after week 10 of the regular season to sign the tag. So that means, he's not going to play, but the two, I don't know why not after week 9? Why not after week 13? Who knows? The two, not the Monday, but the Tuesday after week 10 of the regular season to sign the tag. Okay. If he doesn't sign the tag by Tuesday after week 10, he has to sit out the rest of the season. Okay. Tag players also have until July 17th. I'm not sure why it's the 17th, why it's not the 16th, why it's not the 18th, why it's not the 8th, why it's not the 9th, why it's not the 10th. But it's July 17th of this year to negotiate a long-term contract. Okay. So basically, I guess, now I don't know if it's 4:00 on July 17th or exactly what it is, but I guess in other words, once July 18th rolls around, they cannot negotiate a long-term contract. Okay. They would have to start it, I guess maybe next season. Okay. So they have until July 17th to negotiate a long-term contract. So what do we got? April, May, June, July. They have May to 12, a little over 3 months to negotiate a long-term contract. Okay. And if they don't get it done by July 17th, it's franchise tag or nothing, right? So Barkley said earlier this offseason he planned to be realistic in contract demands after a resurgent 2022 season, in which he ran for a career-high 1,312 yards, okay, as a centerpiece. Barkley said, I'm not really too concerned with resetting any markets, the former first-round pick told reporters. I'm realistic. I know what I was on pace to do, but having 2 years of injuries doesn't help. No, it doesn't. Okay. Now, of course, with Sexy Dexy, the 17th overall pick in the 2019 draft, Lawrence received his first Pro Bowl nod last season after recording a career-high 7.5 sacks. Lawrence, whose base salary for 2023 is currently valued at $12.4 million, all right, has a projected market value of over $19.8 million over 4 years, according to Spot Track. Okay. So he's looking at about 4 years, right? $80 million. If they're going to sign him for an additional 4 years. All right. So, but it's all stuff easy. He certainly earned it without question. Sexy Dexy. So, it's all just voluntary. There's nothing, it is what it is. Once again, there's a business side to it. As I said, we'll have to wait and see. Does Shane hold his own? They're going to try to as they said, they still got three months to get something done. You can get a lot done in 3 months. You can get a lot done in 3 hours. You can get a lot done in 3 days. You can get a lot done in 3 weeks. So as far as with Barkley. Okay. But, Sexy Dexy is under contract. So he could show up. He could be there and all that stuff and everything. Okay. But Barkley can't because he's not a member of the New York Giants. He's not signed, I guess. He hasn't signed a contract. Okay. He can't go work out for somebody else or whatever because he's not part of anybody else. But, I guess the Giants, I don't know how he wants to have the rights to him or whatever. But since he's not on the contract, he hasn't signed the tag or a contract or anything like that, he can't go and participate. But I would be rather shocked, if he would sit out all season long. Because then, he's played 5 seasons. If he sits out this season, that's 6. Now you're going to have a running back who would be rather fresh, okay? Okay, but he would be another year older, right? It's going to his 7th. Man, that's freaking unbelievable. It's unbelievable. This is Saquon's 6th season coming up. It's freaking unbelievable how fast the time flies by. But so going into his 7th season, if he sits out this season, I'd be shocked if he sat out this season. So, the other thing too, is that it's all guaranteed money, $10 million, all guaranteed. Now I know, if you get injured, I get it. But it's guaranteed. But the thing is, if you get injured, all right, that's going to hurt your contract negotiations for next year. That's why you want those long-term deals. You want that guaranteed money and all that stuff and everything. So it is what it is. It's a chess game. So we'll have to wait and see. But I said I would be absolutely shocked, if Saquon doesn't play this season. Right. And Dexter Lawrence will be playing this season too. It's just he just the negotiations and all and everything. So it's just voluntary too. So we still have some time until things start getting, whatever you want to call it, So we still got time, still have time. But then I saw this article is 4 guys who could be quite possibly cut after the draft, and I kind of have to agree with this a little bit. Some of these guys, it's kind of like, they came to stay on the field. Well, the first one, they got an article here from Fansided, I guess it is, G-Men HQ. Is that who it is? Yeah, I guess. It says 4 Giants who get cut after the NFL draft. All right. Well, first one is, the problem here is that, Gary Brightwell. That's the first one. Okay. It says at the time of this writing, Giants have around $3.4 million in cap space, meaning they will need to clear up more in order to have enough money to pay a full rookie class. This could potentially result in some players being moved or released following the draft, whether it be due to their cap hit, lack of projection, or to make room for a rookie. These players could have their time in New York cut short. This just could be for money's sake. Gary Brightwell, they got here, could be cut. While Gary Brightwell has certainly shown some flashes and reasons, it would not be surprised to see him released if the Giants opt to select a running back at some point in the draft. Now, I don't know. Yeah, you got Brightwell. This will be his 3rd season. You got him for at least 2 more years. This year, at least 1 more year. He's good on special teams. He's a decent running back. Sometimes it's just kind of weird. It's like you got somebody on the team who's good who likes playing special teams, has done a decent job for you, behind not a phenomenal offensive line, and it's like you're going to waste a draft pick to bring in somebody that you already have. I just sometimes these things just, I don't know, kind of scratch your head. All right. Let's see. Now it says the odds of Joe Shane drafted running back in rounds 3 to 7 at round 3. I don't. Yeah. That's what this article says. The Giants drafted running back in rounds 3 to 7 of this year's draft are quite high. I can't see him taking a running back in round 3. Absolutely not. Absolutely. I can see 4 to 7. 1 to 3, no. Not only is Saquon on an expiring contract, but the Giants as a whole could use some better depth at the position. I don't know. Better depth? I don't know. I mean, they got Breida, they got Brightwell, they got Barkley, they got Jashaun Corbin. I don't know. Better depth? I don't know. Brightwell's solid, though, get it wrong, but it's questionable to say he's shown enough to be on the roster over a potential rookie. Well, what did you want? He doesn't get much time on the field. I don't understand what do you expect him to do? In such a deep running back class, through 2 seasons, Brightwell's run the ball 32 times, 145 yards and 1 time. He's averaging 4.5 yards a carry. What do you want him to average? 9 yards a carry? I mean, in this article, I don't know. You want him to average 9 yards a carry? I mean, I'm not a very good offensive line. He's averaging 4.5 yards a carry. Last time I checked, 4.5 yards a carry is pretty good. I mean, he's pretty good on special teams, too. But it says Brightwell hasn't gotten many opportunities. No. What the frick do you want on the show? But releasing him could save the Giants anywhere from $800,000 to $900,000, unfortunately. When they opt to cut the 24-year-old running back. Another candidate for release instead of Brightwell is Matt Breida, but considering the connections and how solid he was last season, that is rather unlikely. I mean, I thought Brightwell was decent as well, too. You know, but Brightwell, on special teams. I mean, he played a lot. I mean, he played 323 snaps. Now, this is also including the 2 playoff games as well, too. 323 snaps. I mean, he played, what do we got? He played on kickoff returns. He played on kickoff coverage. He played on punt returns, and he played on punt coverage, right? 323 snaps. He graded out of 69, according to Pro Football Focus, 69.1, which was better than he was in 2021. So under Dayball, okay, and he actually got better in his special teams. So, I mean, have somebody, a good special teams contributor, right? And you just want to go out and replace him with, you got a running back and you're going to let him go, who will be a second season in the system, so he'll know the system even better. He's got a lot of tread on his tires. He's young. He only costs you $800,000 or so. You're going to use a draft pick on somebody. You're going to let him go to. I don't know. I mean, hopefully whoever they get is as good on special teams as Brightwell is, because if you're a second or third stringer, you need to start contributing on special teams, right? And we need good special team contributors, and Brightwell was one of them, right? So, I mean, sometimes that's the one problem, is that bringing in a new regime, it's like they look, Gary Brightwell, it's not my guy. I can't wait till we replace him. Yeah, he's not my running back. Well, yeah. I mean, you get such a turnover. Sometimes it's just a little. For me, it's just a little bit too much. It's like, you got a guy there, but this next guy could possibly get cut. I mean, we got a plethora of offensive linemen. And I would be shocked if in the draft we don't grab an interior offensive lineman, hopefully more along the lines of a center, okay? But we got a lot of offensive linemen, all right? Shane Lemieux, in his article, it says, this may come as a surprise, especially with the state of the Giants' offensive line. However, with the injury problems Shane Lemieux has had over the last couple of seasons, alongside the incredibly poor play he's displayed, we don't see many reasons to keep him around. Nope. I mean, the first season, he was pretty much a disaster. Last 2 seasons, he couldn't even make it out of training camp to get onto the field. I mean, I got him. I just think, I can't. I'm just like bang my head against the wall. The last two seasons. Week 1 against the Denver Broncos, he played the first quarter of the Denver Bronco game, week 1. All right, Judge's last season. He played 17 snaps. He couldn't play anymore after that. He had a good game, 17 snaps, but that was it. Then, of course, last year against the Lions, he played. He was the starting left guard. He played 39 snaps, and that was it. He graded out with his toe. He had a problem with his toe. I guess it was like turf toe. So he graded out a 29.4. His pass blocking grade was a 0. I guess a lot of it had to do with the toe. It is what it is. But he injured himself. So basically, in the past 2 seasons, he's played a grand total of 56 offensive snaps. 2 seasons. He can't even make it out of training camp. I mean, 2 years ago, I think he hurt himself at the partially tore his patellar tendon, like the second or third non-contact drill. I mean, of camp. I mean, it was the second or third day. I mean, just boom. What happened? Oh my God! So the guy can't stay healthy. Can't stay healthy. So I mean, without question, I can certainly see him being releasing him. Okay, releasing Lemieux would save the Giants around $920,000 in cap space, regardless of when they opt to cut him. While this may not be a substantial amount, it's almost $1 million, right? This would go a long way in helping pay the team's incoming rookie class. Absolutely. Which could even include another guard to move Lemieux even further down the depth chart. Absolutely. Earlier this offseason, Shane said that Lemieux is among the group of guys he'd feel comfortable with getting a look at center. However, the team also just signed J.C. Hassenauer, all right, to a new deal. And with the New York looking to draft a potential starter later this month, it could result in Lemieux getting cut. So, because Hassenauer coming in, he has, he's got the center flexibility. But I mean, the Giants, last year, they drafted a Zudu. They still got Glowinski, right, from his last year. You got McKeithen in there as well, too. But those are Shane and Dable guys. Those are guys they brought in, right? Lemieux can't even stay healthy. You know what I mean? His time, certainly, without question, could be limited. Now, the next guy here is another guy, once again, who cannot stay on the field. I mean, I don't even know, it's freaking amazing how these guys make it through college and then they come to the pros and they can't even make it onto the plane. It's simply freaking amazing. Ellison Smith. Similar to Brightwell, Smith is another player from the 2021 NFL draft who hasn't shown all that much. I mean, Brightwell, what do you want the guy to do? The guy's only on the field. The guy hasn't been injured, as far as I know. The guy when you put him on the field, he plays. So, but the thing is with Smith, I mean, injuries, right? And the problem, the shame of it, he's got that 6'7". He's got the nice long length you like to have, right? While Ellison hasn't seen the field much due to health issues, even when he has played, he hasn't been no, he has not. However, on special teams, he's been productive, okay? Through 13 games in 2 seasons, Smith has racked up 4 combined tackles and 6 pressures. I mean, really bad. While Smith plays a decent amount of snaps on special teams, they can easily be replaced by a hungry, undrafted rookie or a cheap veteran. That's just true. This is probably the least likely to happen out of the previously mentioned potential cuts due to the Giants' lack of depth at edge rusher. Well, I mean, I would be surprised if the Giants picked up somebody in the draft as an edge rusher because they need depth at edge rushing position. But hopefully they'll get somebody who actually can stay healthy. However, this depth could easily be shored up if the Giants decide to draft. Now, if you with Ellison Smith, I mean, he has played. Okay, last season, right? He played in 5 games on special teams. Grand total of 51 snaps. Okay, he was on kickoff return, kick coverage, and punt return. Okay, but he graded out at a 91.3 on special teams. Even his first season with the Giants, he played in a grand total of 94 snaps on special teams. Graded out at 81.2. He's very good on special teams. Very good. Which, unlike the Giants, for the past couple of years, have been almost very bad on special teams. Ellison Smith has been very, very good. His problem, okay, let's see, we get defense here. I mean, his problem is, I mean, he only played last year. He played Grant on defense. He played in 4 games. Grand total of 14 snaps on defense. He graded out at 29.9 according to Pro Football Focus. Okay, I mean, even in 2021, due to his health issues, injuries, he only played in 107 snaps. So his first 2 seasons in the NFL, he's played a grand total of 121 snaps on defense, and he's not graded out very well. Okay. So unfortunately, you know, I mean, he's young, he's got the length and all of that and everything, which you really like to have as an edge rusher. It's just the guy cannot stay healthy. Even if he stays healthy this season, after this season's over, it's like, okay, Oshane Smith played 3 seasons. Oh, he was healthy this year, but the other 2 seasons he couldn't, you know what I mean? Same thing with Shane Lemieux. Even if some unlikely he winds up staying healthy this year, you're going to look at the last 2 seasons where he couldn't stay healthy. So, you know, I mean, especially and also because they are not Shane or Dable guys. They have no ties to them, right? They can easily wind up being cut. Now, the other guy here, okay, would be Darnay Holmes. Okay. Darnay Holmes feels like he could end up being on his way out of East Rutherford. Not only has he been rather disappointing over his young career, but releasing him could save the Giants a pretty solid amount of cash. All right. There was a lot of hope for Holmes to have a bit of a breakout year this season following his incredible training camp performance, which, However, Holmes didn't live up to the hype and even caused the Giants at times. In 15 games last season, Holmes allowed 43 receptions on 66 targets for 456 yards and 1 touchdown, while also being penalized 9 times. Oh, yeah, he was a little touchy-feely, kind of grabby kind of guy. Now, I think he was the guy in the end zone right at the end of the Commander game that broke up the pass, but that was pass interference all the way. I mean, he was all at the top of that guy. I mean, I thought he was trying to rape him in the end zone, but there was no flag, so no flag, no harm, no foul, right? But that was pass interference. Holmes may have been good for a big tackle every now and then, but he was a borderline liability at times in coverage. Releasing Holmes, now this is huge, okay, very, very huge. Releasing Holmes would give the Giants around $2.5 million in cap space, which compared to everyone else mentioned prior is a hefty amount of money. All the other guys combined, if you let go, like Lemieux, Ellison, Smith, and Brightwell, all those guys combined would save the Giants around $2.5 million. So if the Giants were to release all 4 of those guys, they would save themselves possibly maybe around $5 million, which would be huge. Okay. Especially, I'm saying, if the Giants draft somebody, right, to replace the Gary Brightwell, draft somebody to replace an Ellison Smith or something like that, right? Plus, they can bring in guys, their own guys, hopefully, own guys that stay healthy, right? Who would be on the cheap, right? The Giants are almost certainly selecting a corner in the first 3 rounds. Oh, yeah. You can take that to the bank. Meaning they will not have much need for Holmes with all that depth that they'll have at the position. They got a lot of guys. Okay, they do have a lot of guys without question. Now, I mean, with Holmes, I mean, if you look at, I mean, let's see, is this on? He's on special teams. He only played. His problem. He doesn't contribute on special. He played 8 special team snaps last year. 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3. He played in 6 different games last year. He played special team snaps. He week 12 against the Cowboys, he was on 3 special team snaps. So he does not, and basically it's almost like field goal block he's on, right? So he's not a big, let's say 2021 with Judge, he was on 48 snaps. 2020 when he was with Judge, he played on 10 special team snaps. So in his 3 years career, he's played in 66 special team snaps. So he's not a big special teams contributor, which is not good when you don't wind up starting a lot or you don't play a lot or, you know, or you got poor grades. You know, last year, according to Pro Football Focus, once again, right? That's all I'm going by. Graded out of 44.3 on defense. Okay, his coverage skill was a 49.5. His run defense was a 29. His rookie season, he graded out a 48.1. Right? Yeah. I mean, he played a lot of snaps last year, 637. So he did get in there, but I mean, he did not grade out very, very well. So, I mean, it would be a shame to see him go or let him go or whatever. I mean, yeah, it's one of the things I always hate about that when you draft somebody, and you kind of have some promise for him, and like after a couple, you just let him go, and you bring somebody else in, and But that's football. It is what it is. But I mean, if they were to let him go, I mean, that would be a huge, huge savings. $2.5 million, right? Especially if you let all those four guys go, and they would have saved themselves about $5 million. As I said, I hate that because you draft guys, right? You draft them. Those are you guys. We're rolling. Let's go, guys. Let's roll. Welcome to the Giants, baby. Welcome to the team. Because the thing also. Because when you sign in other guys, you bring in guys like a Paris Campbell and stuff like that. All those guys you bring, it's like 1 year contracts. You can get maybe a little excited about it, maybe a little. Jeff Smith, I think a year contract, right? Is it Paris Campbell, James McCray? I think they're all 1 year contracts. So you get a little excited. Well, maybe if they do really good, maybe we'll sign them further. Maybe get them another couple years or something, right? But you don't get too excited. But when you draft somebody, okay, and he makes the team and all that, you can have him 4 years. I mean, now he's part of the team. You feel like it's a team, and just have him there and then just wind up cutting him and just, it always hurts. But that's football. That's the way it is. Well, guys, about 41 minutes. Anybody spent any time watching any of this? I thank you. Or if anybody spends any time at all watching the replay. Once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. It really, really does. And as always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.